Breaking overnight, a man gunned down, his body left in the street. A neighbor's dog saves the day when this home caught fire. How that pet helped a family escape from the flames. Copycats keep law enforcement busy as they deal with a new wave of shooting threats.
I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him every day.
The sports world is mourning the loss of a Longhorn legend. I'll have more on the passing of Cedric Benson.
Hot with a chance of rain today, but I'm watching the goal for this weekend.
We're talking back to school stress. We'll get the inside info from a panel of parents and kids. Live from the KHOU 11 studios, HTown Rush starts right now. First at 6, we want to wish a happy first day of school to a few districts this morning. Students in Pasadena, Klein, Clear Creek, Dickinson, and Santa Fe all head back today. But we do know a new school year can bring some added stress.
Right now, our mental health and wellness expert is answering your questions about how to help your family cope. You can go over to our KHOU 11 Facebook page to join our live chat and share your own tips with the hashtag HTown Rush.
And coming up for you at 6:15, we'll hear from parents and students about that topic. For now, we're going to talk some weather. Erica Lopez in for Cheetah this morning, kicking off that Rush block.
Yeah, because you got to know what to wear on your first day of school. Also, yeah, shorts, t-shirts. It is humid. It's warm out there. A lot of us didn't even cool down under 80 degrees. Right now, 78 degrees. This is your current temperature at Bush. Of course, it's feeling like we're in the 90s, even feeling like triple digits for folks in areas such as Galveston. Okay, your bus stop forecast, though, you don't need an umbrella this morning. It's around lunch hour. Then this afternoon, where a 20 to 30% chance of rain is in the forecast. So chances are slim, but anyone who does pick up rain, we're talking some heavy rain possible. I also want to point out that we have lots of tropical moisture headed our way. That's an increased weekend rain chances. Details on that coming up. Doug?
Okay, thank you, Erica. Looking to your rush block traffic this morning, we have one major crash working close to town right now, and that is over on the I-10 East Freeway heading inbound or westbound at Waco Street. And yes, there's a hazmat spill involved. A live look from TransStar shows us a little bit of good news. First of all, there are 3 lanes getting by on the left-hand side, and a heavy-duty wrecker is already there. Look at that, perfect timing. Moving it out of the way. There will be a little bit of cleanup involved with a fuel spill there reported. Looking to your travel times is the delay of maybe just a couple of minutes on I-10, so not worth a detour. Grand Parkway to downtown right now, still moving it at average speeds of 64 miles per hour overall. Steph?
All right, Doug, thank you. Let's get out to our Michelle Choi now. Following breaking news in North Houston, a neighbor's dog saves a family from a house fire. Michelle, what is the damage looking like right now?
Steph, fire crews here say that fire started in the back porch of this house. As you can see this morning, there's not much left to it, but it's how a family of 4 living here, a mom, dad, and their 2 daughters, an 8 and 14-year-old were able to get out. That's truly amazing. All of them thanking their neighbor and his dog for saving them from this. Take a look. A raging fire that started just after 3 this morning here on Norris Lane. Now, the family says they were all asleep and had no idea about what was happening until a neighbor started banging on their front window. That neighbor was able to alert that family thanks to his dog, who started barking like crazy and got his attention. Now, the family all made it out safe, and moments ago we actually spoke with the dad and his 14-year-old, who say while they were terrified, they also feel blessed they all made it out alive.
That's everything I had. But I'm just glad I got my family out. My 2 girls and my wife, safe. It was a real close call. Thanks to my neighbor.
As for the cause of this fire, while the family says they were smoking a brisket on their deck overnight, and fire crews here believe that's what may have started it. Guys, it's just very fortunate none of them were hurt. Back to you.
Yeah, it pays to have good neighbors too. Michelle Choi, thank you. Also breaking for you this morning, HPD says someone found a man gunned down in the street just outside the loop on the north side. Homicide investigators say the man was shot in the middle of the street at 32nd and Link Road. They think there may have been several shooters, but they don't have good descriptions of those men. And more breaking news for you. A police chase comes to an end when the suspect crashes their car. This happened on the feeder road of Highway 290 and Skinner Road. Investigators say the driver was allegedly intoxicated and life-flighted to the hospital with serious injuries. Another person inside the car was also taken to the hospital. No word on their condition.
It is 6:04 now. Investigators in Florida and Ohio arrested 2 men suspected of plotting mass shootings. Police accused 20-year-old James Reardon of posting a video and threatening to shoot up an Ohio Jewish community center. And in Florida, 25-year-old Tristan Wicks faces charges after he allegedly texted that he wanted to shoot into a large crowd. The FBI says 84% of mass shooters talk about their plans before they launch their attack, but those threats only get reported 54% of the time.
If we really want to make an impact, if we want to do something expeditiously and thoroughly about impacting the active shooter epidemic we have in this country, and I do say epidemic, then we need to get more involved preemptively.
What that law enforcement expert says needs to change, coming up at 7 a.m. on CBS This Morning.
Your Rush Block continues with more on gun violence here in Houston. We start with calls for universal background checks by the group Moms Demand Action. Hundreds of people rallied outside Houston's City Hall, demanding lawmakers return from their summer recess to pass new gun safety measures. Recent mass shootings placed the spotlight on a Senate plan for stricter background checks.
We just have to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing.
Senate leaders say they'll discuss legislation when they return in September. The White House says there's nothing to worry about despite fears of a recession after Wall Street's tough week. President Trump says the 2017 tax cuts have made Americans wealthier. But Democrats say it's not true and his policies are hurting the economy. 3 Pearland ISD employees sued. Parents of a 7th grade student say their son's haircut was filled in with a Sharpie back in April. Administrators said it violated school dress code, which was later changed. Community rallying behind a teen severely hurt at a water park last weekend. He was sucked into a drain.
This is one of several benefits being held for Caden Strimple. The 14-year-old today is doing better, but still has a long road to recovery.
The Astros will unveil new safety netting at Minute Maid Park when they take the field against the Tigers. The netting was expanded after a young girl was hit in the head by a foul ball. That girl is still recovering. That's your Rush Block. Today's big headlines from here in Houston and around the world. And remember to weigh in on our live survey this morning. How do you feel about the Astros extending the safety netting? You can head to KHOU.com/vote now or open up your news app.
Tributes like these are pouring in this morning after the death of Longhorn legend Cedric Benson. Current Texas coach Tom Herman released this statement about 36-year-old Benson's passing, calling it an unbelievably sad day. The player, who made a name for himself at the high school, college, and pro levels, died in a motorcycle crash early Sunday. It happened in West Austin when police there say a minivan pulled out in front of him. Benson hit the van, that fiery crash, killing him and the woman on the bike with him. Now, he played for the Longhorns from 2001 to 2004. He was the number 4 pick in the 2005 draft and went to the Bears, but he also suited up for the Bengals and Packers over his 8 years in the NFL. And as news got out, his former teammates honored him on social media. There are a lot of posts, but I want to start with this one from Peanut Tillman. He writes, "The first time I saw Cedric Benson, he was a sophomore at Midland Lee, and we would compete against each other in the 3rd round of the Texas high school playoffs. Little did I know that I was witnessing the birth of one of the best running backs in Texas high school football. I'm honored to have had the privilege of being your teammate." Former Packers teammate Aaron Rodgers posted this photo, adding in the caption, "Ced was very smart and thoughtful, and I always walked away from our conversations feeling like I learned something or wanted to go research something so that I could keep up with him in our conversations." And they didn't play together, but Robert Griffin III shared this tribute to Benson, calling him a Texas legend gone too soon. All right, it is 6:08 right now. We're going to check in with Erica for the one thing you need to know.
Yes, we're tracking a 30% chance for rain in the forecast today. A few thunderstorms possible this afternoon. Now this morning, don't worry about it. It's just after lunchtime where showers are going to become moving inland, become a little bit more widespread. Again, thunderstorms are possible. Can't rule out some heavy rain this afternoon. Doug, how are the roads looking?
Okay, one thing you need to know in traffic, the Katy commute's looking pretty good this morning. We had an earlier stalled vehicle, TC Jester, but right now all lanes are open. Stalled vehicle apparently out of the way. Traffic is building, but still looking good overall. It'll take you 25 minutes to get from Grand Parkway into downtown.
Hey, Doug, thank you. Well, it's a sign of the times. Technology is such a big part of our lives now, and that means schools are making new rules for how to handle cell phones. Larry Seward connects the dots.
As school starts back, so does the eternal debate for parents. Should kids have cell phones in class? Let's connect the dots. Nearly 75% of teens have a smartphone, and in this day and age, with crazy schedules, concerns about safety, a lot of parents want a way to get in touch with their kids. But research shows that phones are a major distraction. On average, people check their phone every 12 minutes, which, as you can imagine, is not ideal in a teaching environment. Some teachers try to tackle the problem head-on by incorporating phones into the lesson plan, but that isn't possible for every topic. Right now, a lot of schools in our area allow phones in the building, but not in class. They need to be turned off and in lockers. And if you violate the rules, the phone is taken and you have to pay to get it back. So check the rules before your phone lands in school jail. Connecting the dots, I'm Larry Seward for HTown Rush.
Our thanks to Larry for that. 6:09 the time. Back to school can mean back to stress for some students. We sit down with a panel of parents and students to talk about how to cope with the pressure. And listen up, pet owners, there's a new recall you need to know about. Why these treats are being pulled from shelves and how it's linked to a bigger problem.
And good morning, Houston. We're here at Space Center Houston, where we are undergoing a major science study and we need your help. We'll tell you all about it coming up on HTown Rush.